Welcome back to another episode with my boy Donny Doquisa. Let's talk about mastering the art of email campaigns. If you've missed episode 1 and 2 of this series with Donny, don't even start this episode yet. Go back to the first 2, listen to those, and then come back. All right, let's dive into this. Let's get it through. We got 10, 15 minutes. Let's talk about mastering the art of email campaigns. What does that even mean?
I mean, great question. So, when it comes to marketing, everybody has this general idea, like I need to be running Facebook ads. I need to be running Instagram ads. I need to be on Google and YouTube. I need to be omnipresent in order for my audience to know who I am. Yes, you're absolutely right. Bingo. However, don't underestimate the importance of email campaigns. Bottom line, here's why. It's because running email campaigns is free. So when you're driving traffic to your landing page and you're collecting that customer data, as we've already talked about in episodes 1 and 2, you now have this customer data that you don't have to pay for anymore. And that's the golden element of email campaigns. It's traffic that you already paid for that you don't have to pay to market to anymore.
Okay, so obviously, yeah, it's free. Let's run it. You can pay for a program, and we can name a bunch of programs, but I'm not going to go there because none of them are paying me to say their names, right? So you can pay for a program that's going to automate your systems, and you can go use that. But really, you don't even really need that if you go and build out your own email campaigns and templates in your Google or
Absolutely.
Gmail accounts or whatever, right? So let's grassroots this. Let's talk about. We got the customer's contact information, email address. Now, what's the first step in your email campaign? Let's just break it down to, I don't know, 1 to 4 steps, 1 to 5 steps. What's your first step in building out an email campaign?
Well, step 1, we're going to keep it a little surface level just to start, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper. Step 1 is collecting customer data, but you can go back and watch the last episode to understand that a little bit further. So step 1 is collecting the customer data. Step 2 is now you've got this email. What do you do to send it out? If you remember from the last episode, we talked about a lead magnet and how what that does is it's just incentivizing people to give you their email so you can retarget them with campaigns further should they not turn into a deal immediately, which 9 times out of 10, they don't.
Yeah.
So step 1 is developing a lead magnet in your welcome sequence. And that's what you call that first email that goes out after people give you their information.
So welcome sequence. So what would that look like? Give me an example. You got their email. What is a welcome sequence email going to say?
A welcome sequence, in your own words of your own business, is basically your business's introduction to what you do, what you're specialized in, what your history is, and how you can help. That's your welcome sequence.
Okay, so now we sent out our welcome sequence email. We got a bunch of opens. What's the next email that we would send out?
Well, really quick, Cyrus, before you go any further, you kind of went a little bit too fast and kind of hit the trigger on that. Pulling it back to that welcome email sequence is what you want to deliver in that welcome email is your lead magnet.
Okay.
Very important. You want to deliver your lead magnet in your welcome email. And then you can move on to the rest of the...
What is that lead magnet in that email?
It's whatever you had driven traffic to your landing page that is going to incentivize people to give you their customer information. So when you were running ads...
so it's like we talked about last week. It's the 7 steps to sell your house at the highest value.
Bingo.
So that's where we're delivering that. Hey, Here it is. Here's the 7 steps. Blah, blah, blah. And now this is who we are. This is how we do things. This is why we're great.
If you guys missed the last episode, I'm going to give you guys a 30-second rundown. If you're running traffic to a landing page, on that landing page, the way you get people's customer information or their email or their phone number is by giving them a reason to give you their email. The example we came up with in the last episode was 7 steps to sell your home. 7 tips to sell your home. So in this welcome email, you would be delivering that so that they get immediately what they were looking for after they give you their information.
Perfect. That makes sense, because if you told them, give me this information, I'm going to give you this, and you didn't give them that, they're probably already going to not trust you.
Yeah.
So now and we're, we'll go high level here. We're automating that
Exactly.
email. As soon as they give that information, that email is getting automatically sent over to them using a system like Zapier or something like that, right?
It needs to be.
Right. So now, because obviously if we get that email and we have to do it ourselves, that's what ruins the system.
It's not scalable.
So exactly. That's my favorite word. So we delivered the lead magnet to the potential client, right? And that potential client now opened that email because they want to see that lead magnet. And now they also get to see all this information about Cyrus. Cyrus is great, and this is how great he is, and this is why he's great. And what else is in that welcome email? You said something like, what about like testimonials or anything like that? Nothing?
No. So there's a few elements that go into a winning email, but we'll get into that later in this episode. All you need to know that in this welcome email are a few things. Have a catchy subject line, deliver what they're expecting, and give them a background on who you are. And last, and above all else, give them a call to action.
Okay. Yes. Call to action on everything.
Needs to be.
So many people miss this mark, and then they're like, I don't understand why I'm not converting. Well, because you're not asking them to convert.
100%.
It's pretty simple. Add a call to action so that you actually are telling them, hey, do you want to convert? I'm here for you.
Plain and simple.
Freaking, this is where so many people miss it. This is gold, and if you're not listening to this, I rewind it, play it back. Exactly. This is gold, Donny. All right, so we developed a great welcome sequence email. We sent that out. What's our next email? What are we doing next?
So what you're doing next could be the span of a week up into 6 months to 2 years. And essentially the bottom line for this next sequence after you've delivered what they're looking for is just a combination of getting you to build trust with your leads.
Okay.
And the best way to do this, as we've already talked about, is automating the whole process.
Yeah.
And so this is your lead nurture sequence. And in your lead nurture sequence, you're sending things out that can be a combination of testimonials, as we mentioned in the last episode, reviews, videos, tips, tricks, anything that's going to help you build the trust and rapport and relationship with these leads over a longer period of time.
So, and we talked about this offline. This is, again, Donny helps us run our marketing side of things and crushes it in this. So I know a lot about this, and we talked about this. So during those email, that nurture system, we're not only building nurtures for just a generic nurture, we're doing specialized buyer nurtures, specialized seller nurtures as well. So we're providing the tips to the people based on the lead magnet that we sent in the first place, correct?
And yes, correct. And in addition to that, here's where emails really get granular. So at a deeper level, you're able to actually segment your email list. You can segment based on market, cities, interests, warm or cold audience. You can get really granular in what specific pockets of people in your email list get specific email campaigns.
And so we're building an email nurture sequence for each of these segments.
Exactly.
And again, this is super high level, right? This is like, hey, you know what? You're going to build out your whole marketing funnel, and you're going to just listen to this podcast and be able to build this whole thing out.
Right.
But the reality is like, if you want to go super basic, you can, right? We can just break it down to anybody that opts in, right, and have a nurture system that'll work.
And it'll work. Yeah.
And it'll work. But what we also want to talk about is like, you can dive really deep in there, and you can get super specialized, and that's where we see the numbers shoot up significantly, right? So conversion rates are going to shoot up higher based on how specified you get.
You exactly got it. And the logic is because the more you can relate to your consumer, your lead, your prospect, your customer, the better trust they're going to develop and the more likely they're going to convert. Because especially with automations, here's the key. You want to automate as much as you can while building as much trust as you can and relaying a more personal message as much as possible with your hands off. That's the formula where you can make your business as personal as possible without your own personal touch.
That's killer.
Yeah.
That's called systemizing.
Exactly.
That's systemizing to the max. So now we've taken, so we got the email, we got their email, we got all of that from a lead magnet like that we talked about last week. And then we brought them into a welcome sequence email. We delivered the lead magnet. And then we have a nurture that's going to go from day 1 to day 500, depending on whatever your sequence is. And we're going to build out weekly, monthly, so on and so forth emails that are going to deliver on an automated basis.
Absolutely.
Okay. I don't know. We just packed in, I think it's only been 10 minutes, and we just packed in how to build a successful email campaign. I think people are going to have to re-listen to this 10 times.
I think every 5 seconds we dropped a little golden nugget. I got to go back and listen to what I just said.
This podcast is one of the best ones that we've done so far, Donnie. It keeps getting better every single freaking week. I appreciate you coming on. Like I say, I appreciate your time. I know your time is precious. Thank you for being here. Again, tell them where to find you.
Guys, I'm online at Donny Doquisa, DONNY DOQUISA, and my marketing agency is the Hot Pot Agency. You can find us at the Hot Pot Agency or thehotpotagency.com. That's where you find us.
Bro, you crushed it like usual. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.